Good morning. Welcome to Monday. I'm John Zimney, the MNC News Center, here on this January 6, 2024. The news getting started now with our top local stories. The heavy snow from that massive Midwest storm is missing us, but that's not to say we're not getting any new snow at all. The southern portion of our listening area, like Marshall, Fulton, and parts of Kosciuszko County, are getting 1 to 2 inches. WSBT meteorologist Jessica Burns says the real story for us is the cold.
Winds are going to be getting gusty as that system slides off to the south. Wind gusts 20, 25 miles an hour. So that's going to drive our feels-like temperatures down closer to the mid-teens, maybe even the single digits.
Central Indiana, meantime, expected to get up to a foot of snow. National Weather Service meteorologist Cody Morris says it's already piling up in Indianapolis.
5 to 8, up to 10 inches already on the ground. Snow tapers off throughout the day Monday.
If you have travel plans down south, you're advised to postpone them until after the storm passes. A man's been charged with murder after prosecutors say he killed 42-year-old Joyce Montague of South Bend on October 22nd last year. And he hasn't been arrested yet. An arrest warrant has been issued for 25-year-old Delvon Moore. Officers say Moore is 5 feet 9 inches tall, around 165 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. We posted his picture with the story at 953mnc.com. If you have information about his whereabouts, contact South Bend Police. Charges and warrants now issued for a shooting that happened last July in South Bend's northeast side.
21-year-old Deshaun Gates, 24-year-old Jacob Pittman, 19-year-old Termel Reed, and 18-year-old Giovanni Tuggle were formally charged on New Year's Eve for their roles in the shooting that damaged property and injured 4 people. Police said that more than 200 shots were fired in the incident on July 28th in the 1300 block of Bissell Street. Tuggle is in the St. Joseph County Jail for a separate incident, but the other 3 are being sought and warrants have been issued for their arrests. They should be considered armed and dangerous, according to police. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
A woman now sentenced to probation after she was found slumped over the wheel of her vehicle.
32-year-old Courtney Meyer was arrested after being found unresponsive in her vehicle at a Gallup's gas station parking lot on September 10th. A bystander reported that 2 young children were wandering nearby, covered in feces and eating trash. Police discovered the vehicle cluttered with trash, and the children were in poor condition with severe diaper rash. The Goshen News says Meyer allegedly tested positive for meth and told officers she had been living in her car after a domestic dispute. She was sentenced by plea agreement for neglect of a dependent resulting in bodily injury to 6 years suspended on reporting probation. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
Now 95.3 MNC watching your money. Medical costs in Indiana are higher these days. Many people are struggling. Here's what one man thinks can be done about it.
Sam Schneidman's the vice president of government relations at the United Way of Central Indiana. He says there's a mismatch between the ability to pay, the ability to have adequate coverage, and the cost of a variety of healthcare related situations.
Insurers and providers have an opportunity here to really help support consumers by providing greater price transparency.
He says one thing that's likely to get discussed during the upcoming legislative session is making sure your medical debt does not get reported against your credit score if you've got it. Indiana ranks 11th highest in the U.S. for the number of people with medical debt. John Herbeck, Network Indiana.
And if you have plans to drive through Indianapolis, beware. Well, of course, you got the snow today, but also speed cameras are now operating in a heavy construction zone at the I-69, I-465 interchange.
Right now in Clearpath, we are seeing speeds up to 50, 60, up to 80 almost. And folks really need to slow down as that zone is 40 to 45.
INDOT spokeswoman Kylie Kramer says you will not be given a ticket for the first 30 days of the cams being implemented. But after that 30-day trial period is up on February 1st, you could get a ticket of $75 for a second offense and a third offense, and any offense after that will result in a $150 fine.
Michiana's election headquarters, presented by the R&B Car Company.
Well, who's your reaction now to Republican Mike Johnson being reelected Speaker of the House?
That was with their reelection of the House Speaker,
of which the Honorable Mike Johnson of the state of Louisiana has received 218.
Indiana Republican Congressman Jim Baird says he voted for Johnson because he's confident in Johnson's ability to work with the Senate and President Trump to roll back Joe Biden's burdensome regulations. Republican Congresswoman Erin Houchin of Indiana's 9th District approved of Johnson being reelected as well, and she said it's time to get to work. John Herbeck, Network Indiana.
Capitol Hill lawmakers will meet later today on this January 6th to certify the results of the November election, and of course, security is on on high on Capitol Hill for that. Congressman Rudy Yocum's office announcing their mobile office hours for January. They include Wednesday from 10 until noon at the Napanee City Hall, and then on the 13th at the Stark County Courthouse from 10 till noon, the LaPorte Parks and Recs Department from 1:30 till 3:30, and the Plymouth City Hall from 2 to 4. And on the 28th, the Warsaw City Hall from 1:30 to 3:30. His district office in Mishawaka is open from 8 to 5 weekdays. A man accused of burglary has admitted to the crime.
Police responded on September 23rd for the burglary after a man reported he was sitting on the couch when his neighbor came in the front door, went into the kitchen, and took his wallet and an airsoft gun. A camera in the kitchen allowed officers to identify the man, who matched the description of someone attempting to use the man's credit card at Walmart that day. Kevin Upham was identified as the suspect, and surveillance footage from a pawn shop reportedly showed Upham there. Upham pleaded guilty last week, and his sentencing is scheduled for January 16th.
The Indiana Crime Guns Task Force has made over 230 arrests last year after investigating more than 150 leads, taking aim at illegal firearms and drug activity across the state.
The numbers have went up as far as our federal arrests this year, for sure. The firearms have been pretty consistent from last year with what we've seized. We have seized more machine gun conversion devices this year.
That's Indy Police Lieutenant Jared Hildebaugh. The task force seized over 270 illegal firearms, more than 75,000 grams of drugs, and nearly $400,000 in cash linked to criminal activity. And among those arrested, 16 face federal charges for firearms and drug-related offenses. Additional suspects are targeted by state and federal warrants expected soon. Well, Three Oaks Township no longer has police services provided by the Village of Three Oaks Police Department. WSJM reports that residents were told the agreement between the two communities expired on January 1st. So instead, the village recommends that the township residents call dispatch to be connected with either Berrien County Sheriff's Department or the Michigan State Police. Meantime, some changes are coming to the Lakeville Fire Department. It'll change from a volunteer staff now to a full-time staff, marking the first time in the history of Union Township that it will have a full-time fire department. Lakeville Fire Chief Andy Willett says it's a huge improvement for the community, allowing for faster response times during emergencies. Some Indiana teachers are calling for Medicare reforms after a federal audit revealed $56 million in improper payments for autism services.
The audit found that many ABA therapy payments aimed at improving communication and social skills didn't meet state or federal guidelines. Medicaid spending on the therapy surged from $14 million in 2017 to $102 million in 2020, marking the second fastest growth in the nation. Senate Minority Leader Shelley Yoder is urging leaders to take responsibility and ensure proper use of resources. Victor Garcia, MNC News.
Indiana state lawmakers are now planning to consider a ban on transgender athletes competing on women's teams in college sports.
There is already a ban on trans athletes competing in girls' sports at the K-12 level that was passed last year. Now lawmakers are considering a bill to do the same thing at the college level. Groups like the Independent Council on Women's Sports have been advocating for the bill.
The performance differences are across the class of the individuals based on biology.
Bill Bach with the Council on Wish TV. Organizations like Indy Pride say the bill amounts to an invasion of privacy for trans athletes on teams from outside the state. Kirk Darling, Network Indiana.
Well, if you're wondering, Casey Hendrickson is back from his holiday vacation, and we're already 6 days into the year, and there's a ton to talk about. So catch it live this afternoon with Casey Hendrickson here on 95.3 MNC.
Mostly cloudy today with light snow showers possible for some. Highs today mid-20s. Will fall to around 20 overnight with a few flurries possible. Highs in the upper 20s again tomorrow, then cooling to the low 20s midweek. We could see some light lake effect snow on Wednesday. Overnight temperatures in the teens toward the end of the week. A better chance for snow showers possible around Friday. I'm WSBD 22 meteorologist Jessica Burns.
The Christmas bills are coming in, and 95.3 can help you pay them off starting today. You can collect the keywords 4 times daily at 7:30, 10:30, 1:30, and 4:30, all for a chance to win $1,000 every weekday from 95.3 MNC.
Podcasts by Federated Media.